by carrying out these kind of
horrific attacks,
and especially Sandy Hook, which seemed to be, in this context, if you're accepting our thesis here, just humoring us here, if you're accepting the thesis that some covert group carried out this attack, they obviously decided to up the ante and up the emotional trauma level with Sandy Hook. They really wanted to hit people's buttons. I mean,
yeah, it was a departure from...
It was. I mean, the killing of small children was a departure from other types of attacks, because the trauma and the emotional kind of identification for mothers and fathers all around the country and all around the world was so great. I mean, there's something about children that just evokes this, a need to protect and a sense of fear and nervousness in terms of being unable to protect them, because in this crazy evil world, and to hit that sore spot was a really pernicious and despicable thing to do. But they did it, and the question then is why? Well, what's the result? I mean, the result, I could cite you one example in terms of the way that it influenced people's perception. I mean, there were plenty of people that I know who do not think that Obama, for example, is a nice guy. But when Obama tried to squeeze out a few tears and failed the day of the Sandy Hook shooting, and he was on video, I put up on my Facebook page just the video. I put the video up and I questioned whether his tears were real. And there were a lot of people who, as a result of, in my opinion, as a result of the emotional trauma and the emotional effect the Sandy Hook shooting of these children had on these people, they didn't like the fact that I was questioning Obama, whether or not Obama was crying or not, and basically being cynical about his alleged tears. I mean, there were no tears, but... And I basically said, how can a guy who signs off on killing children in foreign countries every day can now turn around and cry about Sandy Hook? But there was a real identification, and the people who challenged me on this, I think they were really identified in terms of their own emotional investment. You know, they were projecting it onto Obama for that moment. I mean, they went back, once they had gone over that, they could see Obama in clear light again. Well, some of them could. But this is an example of the effect, the emotional trauma and the emotional effect this event in terms of killing the children had on so many people. And it made them, from our perspective, it seems that it made them afraid. It made people afraid. Fundamentally, at an emotional, psychological level, it made people afraid. It made them feel less secure about their lives and their children and their society in the US.
Afraid and helpless.
Helpless, yeah.
And the natural
exactly
fallback from that is to look for help from authority to protect us.
Exactly. Like in the scene from V for Vendetta, the Chancellor saying, I want everyone to know why they need us. This is more or less the message that's being put across by these kind of attacks. It's to remind the people why they need us, and they remind you why you need them, your leaders, by making you afraid, feeling insecure, and obviously the inexplicable nature, according to the official story, of the Sandy Hook massacre just feeds into that insecurity because you don't have any explanation. It's just crazy. I mean, crazy guy did it because he was crazy is not an explanation. And we don't like those explanations because they do make you feel insecure. Because, I mean, how can you, I mean, you need to find some rational answer to explain these kind of shootings so that you can find a way to stop them happening. Find a way to make sure it doesn't happen again. But you're denied that by the official story of Sandy Hook because they do not give you any plausible or rational or in-depth explanation. They just leave it hanging. You might have had Asperger's. We're going to do some DNA tests to see if he's crazy. Yeah.
Gene.
When can we expect the results of that, and what results can we expect from you guys on the basis of that? So this is really part of our motivation. I mean, it makes us feel insecure about our world, but it based on our own research and our background and in investigating these things, we kind of have a better, I suppose, than the average person in the street, a better understanding of what the real source of this problem is, and why these kind of things happen, and who's behind them. So we have a late caller here, I think.
I don't know. Do we have time to take it?
Well, we'll try it.
Okay.
Hello. This didn't work the first time. I don't know why. Maybe they'll try again. But every time we try and get someone on the line here, it doesn't work the first time. Can you call back whoever's calling?
We might have to let it go because we're running out of time.
Well, we have 2 minutes, yeah, but we're kind of running out of time. You might have to keep that question for the next time, caller, because literally we have 1.5 minutes left.
If you do have any questions or comments, feel free to contact us either through the Sott page or through the Blog Talk Radio, Sott Talk Radio page.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be happy to answer any questions or comments you have.
Hello?
Hey, what's your name?
My name's Brad. And I've just been listening to you guys for a little while, and I just can't imagine that you guys really believe what you're saying about this whole Sandy Hook thing, that it's actually a hoax. I'm just having a real hard time believing that you seriously believe that, or are you just trying to get a rise out of people? Or?
We're not saying it's a hoax. In the way that you're reading it, the way other people have been reading it on the net.
Well, it sounds like you think Obama's tears were a hoax then. I don't think his tears were a hoax. I saw tears over there. He has to be strong for his country, just like a mother is strong for their children. I mean, he has to be strong for the country, obviously.
Yeah, but it's hard to imagine how he could really be crying over children when he kind of signs off on drone attacks that kill children in other countries every day. I don't see him crying about that, you know. I mean, aren't all children the same everywhere?
Well,
if you're a real human being?
Of course they are. And there is collateral damage in any war, and we all know that. That's just part of the gig.
We're not talking about collateral damage here. We're talking about
He doesn't target schools. None of our military targets a school that I've ever known of, anyway. I mean,
you maybe need to read up on that, because in Baghdad, when they first launched the first Iraq War, they basically targeted all the civilian infrastructure.
Oh, well, that was under George Bush. That's a whole different story. That was under George Bush Sr.
Yeah.
That was, and I don't know. I don't agree with that at all. It wasn't the kid.
We ran out of our 2-hour time slot, so basically we had to cut that guy off, although I'm not sure I wanted to talk to him anyway, but maybe. He was getting into the right-left kind of, my Democrat-Republican thing there, and that's a load of bunkum. But
we're clearly not motivated to look at issues based on whether or not it's under one administration or another. Clearly he missed the point we were trying to make, that if this is a team involved, it's a team that whatever government is in power at the time, it has no bearing on their motivation and their ability to carry out such atrocities.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to leave this for this week. We're going to sign off, and thanks for listening, whoever's been listening. We like questions about all sorts of things. And so anybody who has questions, feel free. Next week we'll be here again next Sunday, and same time, same place. So until then, have a good one.
You are listening to Radio Free Signs of the Times, broadcasting to the world on the eve of destruction.
We are doomed to extinction because of agriculture. We have raped and pillaged this planet. There is a disinformation program literally for everyone, no matter who you are and what your interests are, what your beliefs are, which way you're focusing. There is a website set up just for you to take you in.